History remembers many rulers, but only a few are cursed with the title of the Mad King. And among them, one name stands above all: Nero, the infamous Roman emperor. An emperor who killed his mother, murdered his wife, burned his own city, and became a monster to his people. But why? Stay with me until the end to uncover the full truth. Nero was born in 37 AD, at a time when Rome was at the height of its power. His mother, Agrippina the Younger, was one of the most ambitious and ruthless women in Roman history. She didn't see her son as a child, but as a weapon for her own rise to power. Through manipulation and schemes, she married Emperor Claudius and convinced him to name Nero as his heir. When Claudius died, some say poisoned by Agrippina, Nero became emperor at just 16 years old. At first, Rome believed Nero was a gift of nature. He spoke of peace, justice, and culture. The people celebrated, the Senate praised him, and the empire felt secure. But beneath the surface, darkness was growing. Nero's passions were not for ruling, but for power, beauty, and above all himself. His dream was not to be a ruler, but a performer, an artist, a god in human form. And anyone who stood in the way of that dream was destroyed. The first was his own mother. Agrippina believed she could control Nero, but he grew tired of her grip. He plotted her death, not once but multiple times. He tried poison, a collapsing ceiling, even a sabotaged boat. Finally, in 59 AD, he succeeded. Agrippina was murdered at her own villa. Rome was shocked, but Nero felt liberated. And this was just the beginning of his descent. Soon, his young wife Octavia became a victim as well. He accused her of false infidelity, exiled her, and eventually had her killed. Nero then married Poppaea Sabina, but in a fit of rage, he kicked her to death while she was pregnant with his child. The man who was meant to protect Rome couldn't even protect his own family. And then came the fire. In 64 AD, Rome burned for 9 days. 10 of the city's 14 districts were reduced to ash. People screamed, prayed, and begged for help. But where was Nero? Ancient historians claimed he watched the city burn while playing music, singing of Troy's destruction. Whether true or rumor, the people believed it. And belief alone was enough to spark their hatred. To deflect the blame, Nero turned on the Christians, then a small, unpopular sect in Rome. He ordered mass executions. Christians were torn apart by dogs, crucified, and burned alive to light his gardens. This was no longer rule. This was terror. Whispers spread. Their emperor was no man, but a beast. But for Nero, this was only the beginning. His true passion was not ruling, it was the stage. He saw himself as a great performer, a singer, an actor, a poet. Rome was not his empire. It was his theater. Senators were forced to attend his endless, tedious performances. Stories tell of people dying from exhaustion or boredom, but applause was mandatory. For Nero, performance was worship, and he demanded worshippers. Meanwhile, Rome was falling apart. Military campaigns were neglected, the treasury drained, and the empire weakened. And soon, rebellion began to rise. Senators secretly conspired against him. Generals in faraway provinces abandoned him. Yet Nero remained intoxicated with his own arrogance. He declared, "I and the arts, that is Rome's future." But Rome needed a ruler, not a mad artist. By 68 AD, patience had run out. Both the Senate and the army turned against him. Nero, once the most powerful man in the empire, was abandoned. His friends fled. His supporters fell silent. According to legend, he hid in a friend's villa, where he uttered his final words. "What an artist dies in me." Then he drove a blade into his own body. For Rome, his death was a relief. But Nero's name was carved into history forever. An emperor who killed his mother, murdered his wife, burned his own city, and became a monster to his people. This was Nero the Mad King, a man born into glory, but consumed by madness and fire.